Anthropology is the study of human past and present. To understand the full sweep and complexity of cultures across all of human history, anthropology draws and builds upon knowledge from the social and biological sciences, as well as the humanities and physical sciences. Historically, anthropologists in the United States have been trained in one of four areas: sociocultural anthropology, biological or physical anthropology, archaeology, and linguistics. Anthropologists often integrate the perspectives of several of these areas in their research, teaching, and professional lives. Sociocultural anthropologists examine social patterns and practices across cultures, with a special interest in how people live in particular places and how they organize, govern, and create meaning. A hallmark of sociocultural anthropology is its concern with similarities and differences, both within and among societies, and its attention to race, sexuality, class, gender, and nationality. Research in sociocultural anthropology is distinguished by its emphasis on participant observation, which involves placing oneself in a research context for extended periods of time, in order to gain a first-hand sense of local knowledge. Sociocultural anthropologists study how people grapple with particular problems of everyday life, and with basic philosophical problems such as knowledge, truth, power, and justice. Topics of concern to sociocultural anthropologists include areas such as health, work, ecology and environment, education, agricultural and development, and social change. Biological anthropologists seek to understand how humans adapt to diverse environments, how biological and cultural processes work together to shape growth, development, and behavior, and what causes disease and early death. In addition, they are interested in human biological origins, evolution, and variation. They give primary attention to investigating questions having to do with evolutionary theory, our place in nature, adaptation, and human biological variation. To understand these processes, biological anthropologists study other primates, primatology, the fossil record, paleoanthropology, prehistoric peoples, bioarchaeology, and biology, such as health, cognition, hormones, growth and development, and genetics of living populations. Archaeologists study past peoples and cultures from the deepest prehistory to recent past, through the analysis of material remains, ranging from artifacts and evidence of past environments to architect and landscapes. Material evidence, such as pottery, stone tools, animal bones, and remains of structures, is examined with the context of theoretical paradigms, to address such topics as the formation of social groupings, ideologies, subsistence patterns, and interaction with the environment. Like other areas of anthropology, archaeology is a comparative discipline. It assumes basic human connections over time and place, but also recognizes that every society is the product of its own particular history, and that within every society there are commonalities as well as variations. Linguistic anthropology is the comparative study of ways in which language reflects and influences social life. It explores the many ways in which language practices define patterns of communication, formulate categories of social identity and group membership, organizes large-scale cultural beliefs and ideologies, and equips people with common cultural representations of their natural and social worlds. Linguistic anthropologists share with anthropology in general a concern to understand power, inequality, and social change, particularly as these are constructed and represented through language and discourse. Anthropologists are committed to supporting social change efforts that arise from the interaction between community goals and anthropological research. Because the study of peoples, past and present, requires respect for the diversity of individuals, cultures, societies, and knowledge systems, anthropologists are expected to adhere to a strong code of personal ethics. Anthropologists are employed in a number of different sectors, from colleges and universities to government agencies, businesses, and health and human services. At university, they teach undergraduate and graduate anthropology and may offer anthropology courses in other departments and professional schools such as business, education, design, and public health. Anthropologists contribute significantly to interdisciplinary fields such as international studies and ethics and gender studies, and some work in academic research centers. Outside the university, anthropologists work in government agencies, private businesses, community organizations, museums, independent research institutes, and service organizations. Others work as independent consultants and research staff for agencies such as the Center for Disease Control, UNESCO, the World Health Organization, and the World Bank. More than half of all anthropologists now work in organizations outside the university. Their work may involve building research partnerships, assessing economic needs, evaluating policies, developing new educational programs, recording little-known community histories, providing health services, and other socially relevant activities. You will also find anthropologists addressing social and cultural consequences of natural disasters, equitable access to limited resources, and human rights at the global level.